Hey, I'm Aaron, and I'm a Norse pagan. Welcome to my Lambertier site. It isn't much, but to me it's a sacred space, and it makes me feel more connected to the heart chakra, and what that represents. But today, in this video, I'll be talking about Jord veneration, and what I do to connect to Jord, and how it connects me to this Lambertier spirit. So what you will probably notice is a little bit different this time, is that my Lambertier site has this prayer flag, and each one of the colours have a different reason. So if we have green, green is for water. If we have red, red is for fire. White is for air. Blue is for the father sky, and yellow is for Mother Jord, who we're going to talk about today with a little bit more ease. But first of all, we're going to start off with some notes that I wrote down about Jacob's video on Jord veneration. So I've written down in my journal, and honestly it's right here, that's my journal. I'm not the bestest handwriter, but I try. But what Jacob talks about Jord or Mother Earth or spirituality of that. And Jacob writes, as for spiritual practices, it's more shamanic stuff, healing work. The more Jacob has done this work for years, he needed to connect to his more feminine side. The reason is because he's been connecting mostly to Odin as a deity, and the aspects of living have been narking this masculine aspect too much. Not like a macho man, but more of a mental side of things. And he really wanted to open his heart to connect to something with more goddess, or more of the goddess side. He said through Odin, his mind was becoming more sharp. But this was great, but it felt like he was losing or getting cut off from his heart chakra. This connection is a very personal. He's travelled to Ireland and Scotland with the intention to meditate and open his heart, because he felt it was really having a hard time absorbing things again, and he wanted to radiate that outwards. So he broke down what Jord veneration is. So in some way he said that Jord veneration is like a mother's hug. So I thought, in order to embrace this mother's hug, I've decided to wear my favourite jumper, my beanie that I love so much, and this scarf, because it makes me feel immersed, like I'm in a mother's hug. Another part of Jord veneration is to return to nature that birthed us. So as you can kind of tell, we're surrounded by nature right now. We're surrounded by the streams, we're surrounded by so much mud. Yes, I am cold. Yes, I am wet. Yes, me and my cameraman Jamie here, we have frozen our fucking asses off because we're so fucking freezing. We're shivering, we're cold. We didn't want to come out here, but we decided no, we're here for the spirits, we're here for Jord, we're here for the goddess. We wanted to show our dedication. So yes, come back to the nature that birthed us and give praise to that. And the next, Jord veneration is honouring natural medicines. Now, I have come well prepared. Now, natural medicines don't have to be just like, you know, it doesn't have to be like hape or ayahuasca or drugs. It can be some herbal tea. So I'm drinking right now is cranberry tea. So it's one way of helping my urinal tract to become more healthier, so I don't have problems on the toilet. Skull to that. When Jacob was out in nature, he tried to center himself and connect. He would call out to Jord, he would call out to the earth goddess, and he felt that he was being enveloped in vines. It is the love and embrace of nature, of us as children of nature and children of the Mother Earth. Jord veneration is returning to that nature that birthed us, coming back to plant medicines like as hape is something you can snort through the nose. It's not something I can actually personally afford right now. However, something similar to it will be smoking tobacco, that I seem to have a little bit more of an unmoderated habit of doing. But another thing is you can have things as plant tobacco. It's an ash that is so hape. Hape is made of tobacco, ash and a few other plants it's nothing psychedelic. The amazing connection that Jacob has had for the first time he did it in a ceremonial way was very, very helpful. Jord veneration is honouring the natural medicines. So Jacob doesn't do psychedelics very often. However, using plant-based medicines to connect to Jord is a very beautiful thing. The idea of using teas, like you saw me just drinking there, or eating fruit and vegetables is the best way to focus on consuming this as medicines from the plants. Things like peppermint, herbal green teas can all help too. So we've spoken about here about what Jacob does for Jord veneration. But what am I doing for Jord veneration? Well, very similar to what he said in his video. We're outside in nature. I'm wearing something that envelops me into some sort of comfort. However, what we're going to do now is play for the land spirit and for Jord some form of music, some form of celebration to celebrate this moment where we're in. And the first thing I'm going to start off with is known as drumming. Now, this is something that they do in Finland, and in Finland they actually use drums and they just beat it off into nature, and then they kind of just zone out into a trance of some sort. So this is my shamanate drum. This actually came from Ghana in Africa, and I decided why not bring this to represent the heartbeat of Jord. Knowing that Jord, when we think about Jord, we think of Odin in the mind, we think about Jord in the heart, but we think about Thor in the body. So in some way, thinking about Jord being the beating heart of the drum. However, if I told you one thing about it, if there's one thing I can say about a drum, it's not the beating of the drum or making amazing sounds like this. It's not the beating of the drum, it's the vibration of the drum that heals you from within. And when we beat a drum off into the distance, it's actually the healing properties of this drum that makes you healed from your wounds of the past. So, this is how it will go. This is my altar in my Lambertier site. As you can see, there's some books here. I also have brought something to give back to Jord, and these are easy to grow, kind of like seeds. I want to plant like seeds of flowers and also vegetables. And the reason I want to give vegetables is because when we plant something in the earth, as the earth vines, coming back to nature again, you know, one way we can give back to Jord is like a very maternal thing, it's a very fertile thing. And one way we can give back is to grow something. Just as much as a mother gives birth to a baby and grows something inside of her womb, we give back to the earth. So by giving seeds, we put that in the earth, and then over the seasonal cycles, the earth grows out these vegetables. And then nature around it, such as animals, deer, wildlife, they eat these vegetables. And therefore you're creating a cycle. You're creating something that is living life of Jord, which is the animals, eat these vegetables, and therefore live more longer lives, and they're being fed. But you're also giving something back to the earth, and the earth is growing from within. And to me, I find that very important. So later on in the ritual, that's what I will be doing. So the next thing I want to do is known as a Tibetan singing bowl. And a Tibetan singing bowl is very important because you hold out your palm of your hand like this, and it will make a noise like this. And I personally feel like this spiritually opens up the space to be more open to the spirits, to the gods, and also to Jord. This recorder here was gifted to me by my dad, and it was passed down to him by his sister, known as my Auntie Dawn. And then it was gifted to me, and then my brother Chase played it, and now I'm playing it again. And what I love about this recorder is that it was gifted to me down the ancestry tree, and it reminds me of my ancestors, and that all of us in the family have usually played this instrument. And now it actually rests on my altar, so therefore it has more purpose to me. So what I'm going to play for you now is and this is The Hobbit by me on a recorder. It's not perfect. I'm not saying that I'm the best at this, but I kind of perfected it on me. Just no one showed me how to play this. I just played this out of memory and what sounded right, and intuition. So if you follow your intuition, you're following Odin, right? What kind of books would I say if you're first getting into giving offerings to Jord, what kind of book would I personally say can really help you with having the right words to say? Well, personally, I actually currently read this book here, and it's known as the God's Own County book. And it's a heathen's book of prayer, and it's basically, there's a lot of prayers inside this book, but they're ways of saying things to the gods that, say if you don't know how to articulate the right words, this book can really put it in a way where you can really get into more connection with that. Say it to this tree, the tree of old and wise. I place my hand upon this tree and pray, as others in Finland have done before. To this great tree, I give you my carbon dioxide that I breathe out. I breathe in the oxygen that you breathe out, that you breathe my carbon dioxide that I breathe out into you. By placing one of your hands on the tree, you say, "Hail Jord, Earth Mother, all of the gods' earthly gifts come through you. Everything we offer them, you keep safe. Daughter of night, sister of day, lover of Odin, mother of Thor, you sustain us throughout our days. Give us warmth, give us life. Yet so often humankind don't appreciate you. They pollute your rivers and litter your fields. They take without giving back. This must change. This must stop. We must rediscover how to appreciate your gifts. We must learn to take only enough, as our ancestors did before us, so that we may live in harmony. Beautiful Jord, bountiful Jord, mother of us all. Hail Jord!" That's something that we can say to Jord in order to get her attention, of course. And another thing we can do is give back. This here is a hole that I dug just a few moments ago. And these right here are legitly seeds. Now we've got turnip seeds, we've got all kinds of seeds here. We've got sprouts, we've got carrot, we've got courgette. So I think I might put a carrot here for the deer that came here. So right here, you might be saying, how can you give offerings to Jord? Now, yes, I have right here a big knife. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with this big knife. Right here, I've got some seeds. So I've got carrot seeds, I've got courgette seeds, I've got all kinds of seeds. And what I'm going to do now is make a little hole and legitly place all these seeds in the ground. And most likely, all these seeds will grow some form of carrots of some sort. I don't know if it's going to be baby carrots or small carrots, but this is one way of giving offerings back to Jord. So Jord, Great Mother Earth, I give this to you, carrots in the form of seeds for you to grow. Mother Earth, Jord, God of this earth, God of the trees, God of the animals, God of the mud, God of the sticks, God of the fire, God of the earth, God of the water, of the rock, the stones, and everything that lives upon you. I give you this offering to grow within your soil. I give you this offering to grow within your soil, to grow within your dirt. May you grow them. And may that the animals, when they are ripe, these seeds grow forth great vegetables for your harvest. Scud, put in my journal. How, in my opinion, that I believe that the goddesses Freya, Frigga and Jord are the same goddess, but different archetypes or different personalities. So the name Frigg actually means love. The name Freyr actually means Lord. The name Freya actually means lady. And the name Jord actually means earth. And the actual name Frigga or Frigg actually was the same goddess with the title name Freya, and then they became separate gods. So for me, let's start with Freya, the goddess of love and beauty, and the chaste woman of sexual desire, lover of Odur. Funny how Odur sounds a lot like Odin. Then we have Frigga, or Frigg, the daughter of Fughlon, the sister of Jord. According to some accounts, constricting to the others, she may have been the daughter of Jord or Odin. And she was known as the wife of Odin, the queen of the gods. She was known as the spinning of the wheel of clouds, and she represents motherhood. After a woman has been chaste and is pregnant, she becomes a mother, and then she bores children. Then we have Jord, the Earth Mother, who is the mother of all of us humans, the mother of Thor, and Mother Nature in itself. So it's kind of like this. We have, if we think about the Norns being the past, the present, and the future, in the past we have Freya, the lady, the wild sexual spirit of desire, love, and beauty. And then we, in the present moment, we have Jord, Earth, the pregnant woman, maternity, fertility, and growth. And then in the future we have Frigg, a more mature, wiser, and she equals love, of motherhood, and the queen of the gods. They are all the same goddess, all going through the different stages of womanhood, or better off known as goddesshood. And in other words, whatever name you give as an offering pertains to the personality of that which stage they are in. In my opinion, that makes sense. If we take it in the form of the Norns or the Fates, in the past we are wild and free, such as Freya. We must heal and be more present in the moment, like Jord, and then in the future we will be as wise as Frigg. And trust me, the amount of times that I've read in Norse mythology how Frigga has outwitted Odin, I think there is a link here. And I also wrote it in my journal, and I'm just going to say here, as I said to you, my handwriting is not the best, but I do a lot of research. And I thought to myself, this is what I think about the goddesses. It's not necessarily true. I'm not a scholar. I'm not a historian. I'm not someone who writes books upon this stuff. But after really thinking about it, to me, I think maybe the goddesses are all connected, but they have different personalities that you can kind of connect and link to. So yeah, that's what I personally believe. But you guys can believe in whatever you want to believe in, no matter how mad or outlandish they may seem to others, but believe in who you want to believe in. If you've liked the content here at the Hipster of Odin, feel free to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you like, share this video. Anything helps. So, until the hall, skull.